Luna Spark was an ordinary 10-year-old with an extraordinary imagination. Her parents often joked that her head was always in the clouds or on Mars every summer. Luna spent the holidays with her grandpa Theo, a retired scientist who lived in a crooked house filled with strange gadgets, glowing clocks, and ticking machines. But this summer was going to be different. Very different. One stormy afternoon, while thunder rattled the windows and rain tapped like impatient fingers on the roof, Luna grew bored. Grandpa Theo had dozed off in his rocking chair, and the power had gone out. No TV, no internet. Just the dim hum of candlelight and the creaking of floorboards. That's when Luna remembered the attic. She climbed the narrow stairs, each step groaning under her weight, and reached the old wooden door. She turned the rusted handle and stepped. Inside, dust danced in the air like sparkly fireflies. Boxes towered high like buildings. Strange shapes were hidden under white sheets. Old globes, toy rockets, blueprints, and forgotten machines filled the room, but what caught Luna's eye was the faint blue glow coming from the far corner. She tiptoed closer and saw it. An old leather-bound book resting on a wooden pedestal. The book glowed softly, as if lit from within. Its cover was etched with golden letters that shimmered and changed, first in English, then in strange alien symbols, then back again. 15 English short stories for children, it read, curious. Luna reached out. The moment her fingers touched the cover, the book opened with a soft hum, its pages flipping wildly by themselves. A beam of light shot from the center, wrapping around Luna like a swirl of stars. Before she could even scream, she was lifted. Into the air. The attic vanished. Luna tumbled through a tunnel of sparkling lights, stars, and voices. She saw glimpses of otherworldly places, a land of floating castles, a jungle made of candy canes, and a city where robots rode bicycles. Then, whoosh, she landed on her feet in the middle of a glowing forest. The trees around her shimmered. Like crystal, the leaves hummed gentle lullabies. Strange creatures, part bird and part cloud, flapped overhead, singing in soft musical tones. Luna gasped. She was no longer on Earth. In her hand was the glowing book, now open to the first story. The page read, Chapter 1, Welcome to the Book of Light. A small floating orb with eyes popped out from behind a tree. You must be the reader, it chirped. Welcome, you're right on time. What is this place? Luna asked, spinning in awe. This is the book world, the orb explained cheerfully. You've entered the living stories. You'll read them, live them, and learn from them. Only those with curious hearts and brave minds can travel here. Luna's eyes widened. You mean I'm inside a storybook? Indeed. And there are 15 stories waiting to be lived. Each world teaches something important. Courage, kindness, honesty, and more. But first, you must earn your story crystal by completing your first tale. Before she could ask more, the orb zoomed ahead. Follow me. Your first adventure awaits. With her heart pounding in excitement, Luna clutched the glowing book and chased after the orb, deeper into the forest of light. Every step she took shimmered beneath her feet. This was more than a story, it was a journey. And she was ready, because Luna Spark wasn't just going to read the stories. She was going to live them all. The ground beneath Luna's feet suddenly vanished, and she found herself falling gently, as if being lowered by feathers through a sky filled with colors she had never seen before. Instead of blue, the sky, here was a soft swirl of purples, pinks, and silver. Fluffy, floating orbs drifted all around her like clouds made of soap bubbles. She landed on something bouncy. It jiggled under her feet like a trampoline. Looking down, Luna realized the ground was made of tightly packed bubbles. They sparkled in the light, changing colors each time she moved. Whoa, Luna whispered, taking a few cautious steps. The landscape stretched in every direction, bubble trees with transparent leaves, bubble houses in strange shapes, and even bubble animals that bounced instead of walked. Everything shimmered and floated just a little above the ground, then out of nowhere, something small and round zipped past her, giggling. Hi! You're new. It's CHIRPED. Luna turned to see a floating creature about the size of a soccer ball. It had big googly eyes, wobbly antennae, and a jelly-like body that changed colors every few seconds. "I'm Zoogle," the creature said with a wide, squishy smile. "Welcome to the Bubble Planet." Luna blinked. "The Bubble Planet?" "Yep, everything's made of bubbles. Even me." Zoogle bounced happily, making a soft bioing sound. Luna giggled. "That's amazing, but why am I here?" Zoogle's smile dimmed just a bit. "Because we need help. There's a storm coming. A big one. The Great Bubble Storm, if it hits. Our village, everything could pop." "Pop?" Luna asked. "Pop," Zoogle said dramatically. "Our homes, our gardens, our playgrounds, gone. We need to build a bubble dome to protect ourselves. But it takes lots of teamwork and, well, we're not very good at that." Just then, a loud boom echoed across the sky. A giant shadow passed over them. Dark clouds rolled in, pulsing and fizzing. Lightning crackled, but instead of normal lightning, these were jagged streams of wind that popped anything they touched. Zoogle yelped. "It's starting! Come on, Luna!" "We have to get to the village." They bounced across the bubble fields together. When they reached the village, Luna saw dozens of bubble creatures arguing, bumping into each other, trying to build a protective dome, but it was falling apart, sections floating away or bursting from clumsy mistakes. "Stop! You're not listening." "To each other," Luna shouted. The creatures paused. One looked up. "What are we supposed to do?" "Everyone wants to be the leader." Luna took a deep breath and stepped forward. "You need to work together. Teamwork isn't about being the boss, it's about helping each other. Everyone can do something important." She looked around. You're good at shaping bubbles, can. You make the frame, and those long arms can reach high? Stack the bubbles gently. Zoogle, you float. Can you guide them from above? Zoogle saluted. "On it, Captain Luna." With Luna's calm voice and encouraging smile, the bubble creatures stopped arguing and started working together. The bubble dome began to grow, its walls smooth and strong. Luna helped patch holes, reinforce the structure, and cheer the others on. Just as the storm struck, the dome was finished. The wind howled, lightning fizzed, but the dome held. Inside, everyone huddled together, safe and dry. When the storm passed, a rainbow shimmered across the sky. The creatures cheered, bouncing in celebration. "You did it!" Zoogle beamed. "You taught us how to work as a team." A warm glow appeared in Luna's hand. It was a crystal, glowing blue, and shaped like a bubble. The page in her magical book shimmered, and new text appeared. Lesson 1 complete. Teamwork makes wonders. Luna smiled, holding the crystal close. "I guess 1 story down," she whispered, "and 14 to go." Luna barely had a moment to admire the glowing crystal in her hand before the world around her dissolved into sparkling dust. The ground disappeared beneath her feet again, and she felt herself being gently lifted into the air. The soft voice of the book whispered in her ear. Chapter 3, Robo-Recess. With a sudden whoosh, Luna landed on a shiny red floor. She looked around and gasped. She was standing inside a large building made entirely of chrome and glass. Sleek silver walls hummed softly, and the ceiling above flickered with bright digital stars. It looked like a school, but not just any school. Instead of teachers and students, dozens of robots whirred and zipped through the hallways. Some floated, some rolled on wheels, and a few marched on 2 legs. Each wore a glowing name tag, and each moved with mechanical precision. There was no noise, no laughter, no chatter, only the quiet hum of machinery and the clicking of robot feet. Luna was handed a small tag by a rolling robot assistant. It blinked as it attached itself to her shirt. "Welcome, student L1203, a robotic voice said. "Please proceed to your assigned learning pod." Luna followed the signs to a shiny classroom. Inside, a tall robot with glowing green eyes stood at the front. "Greetings, new learner," it said. "I am Instructobot 9.0. Today we will study advanced number patterns, binary coding for beginners, and emotion-free literature." Luna took her seat among rows of empty desks, each one facing forward. A small screen popped up in front of her, displaying numbers and symbols. As the lesson began, Luna listened. The robot was smart. It explained things clearly and quickly, but something was off. There were no questions, no games, no giggles. No one asked why or what if. Everyone did exactly what they were told. Even the robots looked bored. Luna raised her hand. "Excuse me, Instructobot? Can we take a break?" The robot paused. Breaks are not part of the optimized learning schedule. "But don't you ever have fun?" Luna asked. "Don't you play or laugh?" The class of robots turned to look at her. One small robot blinked. "Define fun." "It's when you let your mind explore," Luna explained. "When you build sandcastles or draw silly faces or dance for no reason. Fun helps you grow." A few robots exchanged curious beeps. "Your data is intriguing," said Instructobot, "but irrelevant to academic performance." Luna stood up. "I'll show you." She reached into her bag and pulled out a small, squishy ball, a toy she always carried. "This is a bounce ball. It's for a game called Catch. Let me show you how to play." She tossed it gently to the robot beside her. It fumbled, then caught it with a clunky hand. Luna clapped. "Now, throw it." The world around her was calm, extremely calm. Everything moved slowly, almost too slowly. The air felt thick, and even her thoughts seemed to drift more gently than usual. Trees with spiral trunks grew in slow motion, their leaves curling. At a pace so relaxed Luna could barely tell they were moving at all. Water flowed like syrup in a crystal-clear stream. Even birds flapped their wings only once every few seconds. Then she noticed the creatures. Turtles. Giant, peaceful turtles with glowing shells shaped like sundials. They walked ever so slowly across the land, leaving trails of sparkling light behind them. Each step took nearly a full minute. Luna glanced at her storybook. It hovered in front of her, open to a glowing page. Chapter 4, The Time-Looping Turtles of Shellin. A voice as deep and slow as a drumbeat echoed behind her. "Another fast one, I see." Luna turned and saw a massive turtle with a long white beard trailing behind his shell. His eyes glowed like blue lanterns. "I am Torko, Elder of Shellin," he said with a slow nod. "You have entered a place where time flows differently. Everything here teaches the value of patience." "Patience?" Luna frowned. "But everything is so slow. I don't have time for this." Torko chuckled, a sound like the rumble of distant thunder. "That's what all the fast ones say," Luna sighed. "What am I supposed to do here?" Torko motioned with one massive claw to a circular path surrounded by glowing stones. "Walk with us. Complete the circle of patience, and you will understand." "Walk?" Luna blinked. "But it's just a circle." "That'll take like 5 minutes." The turtle chuckled again. "Here, 5 minutes may feel like forever." Still, Luna stepped onto the path and began walking alongside a young turtle named Shelly. But after only a few steps, Luna grew restless. Every turtle moved at a snail's pace, literally. She walked ahead, then walked backward, did a cartwheel, and even tried skipping. But each time she looked up, she realized she hadn't made much progress. Shelly smiled kindly. "Going fast doesn't mean you'll finish sooner. Sometimes it just means you'll miss the beauty along the way." Luna stopped and looked around more carefully. The leaves on the trees had tiny galaxies swirling inside them. The clouds in. The sky made music if you watched them long enough. Small glowing bugs painted trails of color that slowly changed into shapes. Stars, hearts, flowers. She had been rushing so quickly she hadn't noticed how magical everything truly was. So she slowed down. She matched her pace to the turtles. She listened to their stories, heard the wind's gentle song, and watched the stars come out one by one in the daylight sky. She no longer felt the need to hurry. By the time she reached the end of the circle, she felt different, calmer, wiser, and somehow happier. Torko met her at the final stone. "You have learned the greatest secret of Shellin. Patience is not about waiting. It's about being present in the moment." A glowing green crystal appeared in Luna's hand. Her book floated up and flashed a new message. Lesson 3 complete. Patience reveals hidden wonders. Luna smiled at the elder turtle and bowed gently. "Thank you, Torko." The air shimmered and the land of Shellin began to fade away. Like a dream melting into light. Luna whispered to herself. 3 stories down, 12 to go. Luna felt herself rising once again, gently carried by a breeze of shimmering stardust. The world of slow-moving turtles faded behind her like a soft lullaby, and ahead, she saw floating islands high in the sky, tethered to nothing, drifting peacefully among the clouds. Each island sparkled with vines, flowers, and strange glowing fruits that floated in midair. Birds with leafy wings and trails of pollen swooped between the islands, singing sweet, echoing tunes. As she landed, her shoes touched a soft, mossy surface that shimmered slightly with every step. A cool wind tickled her cheeks, carrying the scent of honey and fresh rain. She looked down and realized that the island was gently bobbing up and down, like a boat on calm waters. Her magical storybook appeared before her again, glowing softly. With golden letters, Chapter 5. The Sky Garden of Echoon. Before she could take another step, a voice echoed gently in the wind. Welcome to Echoon, child of Earth. Luna turned and saw a strange, beautiful vine hanging from a large crystal tree. The vine had glowing leaves, tiny eyes on its stems, and a mouth that smiled kindly. I am Varela, the vine said. You've arrived in a place where words grow into things. Kindness and cruelty both take root here. Be careful what you say. Luna tilted her head. What do you mean? Varela slowly curled toward her. In Echoon, your words grow. Speak kindly and flowers bloom. Speak harshly and thorns rise. Suddenly the ground trembled, and a dark shadow passed overhead. A loud growl echoed through the sky garden. From behind the glowing trees slithered another vine, this one dark, twisted and filled with red thorns. It hissed and cracked the ground with every movement. That, Varela whispered, is Thornic, once a gentle vine, until harsh. Words were spoken too many times. Now he spreads anger wherever he grows. Luna's eyes widened as Thornic coiled toward her, growling in a deep, echoing voice. Another traveler with empty promises and loud voices? Stay back. I'm not here to hurt anyone, Luna said, stepping back, but her voice shook with fear, and the vine hissed again. The ground beneath her feet turned dry and sharp. See? Fear, doubt, lies. Thornic growled louder. Luna remembered what Varela had said. Her words had power here. She took a deep breath and tried something different. I'm sorry, she said gently, her voice calm. I didn't come to fight. I came to learn. You don't have to be angry. I believe you were. Once good. For a moment Thornic paused. The thorns on his body trembled. Luna stepped closer. I think you're still good inside. You're just hurt and lonely. A soft light glowed beneath Thornic's bark. The air shimmered. Around them, small vines began to sprout, glowing softly. No one has said that in a long time, Thornic whispered, his voice no longer filled with rage. Everyone only screamed or ran. I won't run, Luna said with a smile. I believe in second chances. All around them, the garden began to bloom. Flowers of all shapes and colors burst open in the air. The trees hummed with music. Vines twisted into bridges, leading from one floating island to another. Even Thornic's red thorns softened, and bright blossoms began to grow along his sides. You have healed Echoon, Varela said, gently wrapping a leaf around Luna's wrist. Your kind words have made the sky bloom again. A soft chime filled the air as a brilliant pink crystal floated down into Luna's hand. Her book opened once more, and new words shimmered on the page. Lesson 4 complete. Kind words can change the world. Luna looked around, her heart filled with warmth. The sky garden swirled with music and color, brighter than ever before. As the clouds began to lift her once more, she whispered, 4 stories down. 11 more adventures to go.